chill out. Gang, undone, new bitch, I got it. Obey, big money, ain't too rich, I get it. K, foreign, new whip, digi, bankroll, new drip, chill out. Gang, undone, new bitch, I got it. Obey, big money, ain't too rich, I get it. Diamond shot from my eat and my chain. Double cut got me swerving in lane. One lit when I draw Hall of Fame. Now I go my bitch in the frame. Gelato, you smell through the bag. Fishy Peruvian cane. Don't need no real bitch in my way. I got new money than me. It's just the beginning, I'm molding my image. I woke up with bitches, I had to go get it. Still throwing that bitch in the click. I listen, said he fucking a ditch. The shit really bitten. Bitch, I'm a ball. Whipping up headed for me. Cancel my money, I can't recollect it sometimes. Just know my time ain't all. You can see hustling me from a mile in the dog. Round the truth when I call. JP, I'm sending the dog. Waiting on pop like the ball, yeah. Me and my nigga, we ball, yeah. Nigga, I started it all, yeah. Wait for the plug to call, yeah. Tell him to give me it all, yeah. New wheel, digi, gang, bankroll, new drip, chill out, gang, Honda, new bitch, I got it, obey, big money, ain't too rich, I get it, K, foreign, new wheel, digi, gang, bankroll, new drip, chill out, gang, new bitch, I got it, obey, big money, ain't too rich, I get it. They tryna tell me the role play. I'm in my time with roll rig. Leaning and swerving the old way. Started with nothing but okay. I had to give her my old way. Flipping and whipping the whole thing. Got the hood jumping like Soul Train. Went to the night from a full way. I got no time to wait. Check the shine on me. Cherry so bright. Ain't no need turning the lights. VVS blinding me. I'm getting bigger. I'm feeling richer and richer. Took a little time for me. Now that they see what I rap, I be living. Labels all on the one side of T. That's fine with me. I want to see zeros and commas. Me mama proud of me. Now that they feel it, I'm about to be on. I can feel it just surrounding me. It's wild to see. Feel like they want something bad. Open my eyes to see. All this money keep coming. I'm running through hundreds and pray they don't slide on me. Slide on me. New whip, digi, gang, bankroll, new drip, chill out, gang, Honda, new bitch, I got it, obey, big money, ain't too rich, I get it, K, foreign, new whip, digi, gang, bankroll, new drip, chill out, gang, Honda, new bitch, I got it, obey, big money, too rich, I get it, K.
Go stream that cash. Happy Gripp LT, y'all know what it is, man.
Yeah, y'all know what it is. This is the Who Are You Really podcast. I am your host, E. Jones, and y'all know what it is, man. Every performance that we got here, we got an artist, we come through, they're going to perform a track. Strictly the artist, you know, the R&B, you know, rock, whoever, you know, you never know. But right now, we got the rap sensation himself who just performed, LT. What's up, boy?
What's good?
What's up? What's going on,
man?
Okay, man. So
talk to me.
I'm gonna talk to you nice. You know, hey, look, this is a long time in coming, man. So before we get into the particulars, this is somewhat. I'm gonna give you the spiel because this is somewhat monumental for both of us because we're gonna mention some names that you guys like. Bo Rabbit. Mama Gladys. It's gonna be some names. Sally. It's gonna be some names that be mentioned that y'all gonna be like, who the hell is them? And it's not for y'all to know really, unless you know. Yeah, but just know that it's deeper than what it is. But definitely, I'm glad you're here, cause you know I
thought about this all the way here.
Hey man, I had to call you.
I thought about this last night, man. I said, yeah, man, this is a moment right here.
It's a moment, bro.
Hell
This is like big, like. We put this up, you know what I mean, down at Sally's house, and she put it on Sally, you know, that's both our aunts, and she put that up, you know what I mean, because this is big, man, you know, because we both headed places, baby, you know what I mean, I'm speaking to existence, but first off, LT, LaRaj Thompson, let the world know who you are, brother.
LT, LaRaj Thomas, I'm a hip-hop artist from here in Charlottesville, Virginia. I grew up Fluvanna County. A lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people think you from the Ville. I'm just letting it be known.
A lot of people don't know that.
We gonna get into that too.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that, you know, but I was in Fluvanna all the way up until like the 8th grade.
Okay.
You know, I never went to high school down there. I ended up going to Monticello.
Okay, Mustangs.
Yeah, shout out Mustangs. I stayed there for about a year or two. I transferred from there. I went to the Miller School, you know. I was all right in basketball a little bit.
Okay, a little something.
I could dribble a little bit.
A little something.
I ended up going to the Miller School, left the Miller School, ended up going to Avery University for a little bit, still baller. Yeah. Went to Davidson Elkins, you know.
Yeah.
And then a big transition happened.
A big transition. Okay. We'll get into that transition. But first, before we get to transition, I like to talk about the track. Because what we do here is we like to ask the artists to perform a track that's monumental and that's special to them. So why did you choose Cash? Well, even though we all love Cash, I mean, come on now. But what's the meaning behind that?
Well, with me, Cash was more monumental to me. Okay. I mean, it was really between Cash and Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Hall of Fame is what I thought you was gonna go with.
Hall of Fame.
That's gonna be a theme music.
Hall of Fame was it, but Cash just, you know what I mean? It brought about a different sound that I wasn't used to going for. Other than that, you know, I migrate a lot to Atlanta a lot. You know, the sound is a lot different there than here, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
And they can tell when you go there. And, you know, I had been recorded Cash. You know, I had linked up with my cousin Traumatone. Shout out Traumatone.
Big up.
Yeah.
Big up. Big
I had
doing
linked
big
up
things.
with him, and we was going through some tracks one day. And, you know, he had shot a few at me and was like, yo, just see what you can do with it, you know. And I kept him in the cut.
Okay.
I had recorded him, and I never let him hear. And then, like, maybe like months and months down the road, I was in a studio session out of town with a few A&Rs, and I played the track. At this point, nobody had heard the track, so I played the track. So they really weren't even paying attention at first. They was like, yo, who is this?
Yeah.
They're like, yo, that's you? I'm like, yeah. Ever since that day, we've been doing shows off of that track. Shout out my man BC Sonny down in the A. I got him on the remix. I got my girl Amala on the remix. We got a video and everything coming out for that.
Gonna be crazy? Okay.
Real crazy.
Real crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so, all right.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into when did you really realize that you wanted to be a rapper? Like, because before you get into that question, I'm your family. I didn't even know the hell you rap. I mean, Tree told me after the trials and tribulations, which we'll get into, Tree was like, you got to hear Raj. Raj rap. I'm like, Raj can't rap. You know, in my head, that's what I'm saying, because I've never, you know, so when was the transition when you was like, this is it, I can do this?
I mean, I always wrote. I mean, I really wasn't the type to share nothing because at the same time, you got to understand, like, I was in boarding school.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't really see no family. Like, I didn't really have that somebody to run to hear that, you know, everybody that I really was mingling with from Lithuania, Pakistan, you know, so it was different cultures where I was at, so I really didn't have no outlet, and I stayed at home. Like, I ain't come home on the weekends. I was either at basketball camp or at school, so fast forward a little bit, I went away on vacation for a while. You know, and when you're on vacation, a lot of people, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. But
yeah,
when you're on vacation, man, you get a lot of time to spend by yourself.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys go in there, you know, a lot of guys find religion and different things of that nature. But with me, it was more so with writing, like.
And when you talking about going there, let the listening audience and the viewing audience know exactly what do you mean when you say going in there?
Prison.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about, prison.
Right. Okay.
Vacation. I got to know myself more through my writing. I felt like everything was more visual to me. You know, it's a different world on that side. You know what I mean? And to experience that, and then to come back on the free world and to say, hey, man, I got a second chance. And, you know, due to you know, the decisions that I made, basketball wasn't gonna take me there no more. You know what I mean? You're not going to D1 and doing all that with those type of charges and so forth. So, you know, I started to experiment with the music more and more. And then I started to get like addicted to it. Like really addicted to it, to where it was like I wanted to learn. I wanted to know more. Like, it was from the point at first, like, oh, I don't want to just rap. Then it was, oh, damn, I want to learn how to engineer. Well, damn, I want to learn how to shoot the video. When at the same time, ain't nothing wrong with knowing all of that, but that's a lot. That's a lot to put on. That's a lot to put on. Yes, that's a whole lot to process. So I started tuning more into the lyrics, and I linked up with some good dudes. Man, this is a story in itself, man. Like, Heavy Gripp Entertainment was formed behind the wall. Like, Heavy Gripp Entertainment was formed behind the wall. I linked with a few artists, Kiko Sam, Logic the Poet, Famu, Cass, and I linked up with these guys back during this prison stint, which was years ago. We all came together as a collective and said, hey, let's fuck with the music, yo. Like let's push this for real. Now, keep in mind, I didn't know none of these guys from a can of paint except for one of them. Except for one of these guys. When I came home in 2012. I continued to stay in contact with each one of these people. It wasn't until I came home that we actually began to congregate, meet, travel, and from 2012 all the way to present day, like all of us been the same. Like the core
Close.
of the no, not close, like a brotherhood. Like we've been in this ever since we walked the track. And you got to think about how many brothers behind that wall that got that same story. Like, yeah, let's do this, bro. When we get, nah, it's like we actually came home, and it's like to present day, like we're still doing that. Like you don't really hear about nothing like that. And if stories out there like that, I haven't really heard of them. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So you talked about how you started and what transpired. So since we got kind of that out the way, and let's move a little forward. So we were out. We're trying to adjust to the new life, 2012, and you still have rapping on your mind, correct? So
Exactly.
what is your mentality? Is it like, okay, so this is what I got to do? How did you game plan? What was your game plan? Because no one knew you rap like that. So how did you go about to get to where you are now, which we will talk about?
Honestly, I think it was more so. That's a good question, man. A lot of people, a lot of people ask me that. They say, LT, like, how is it that so many people gravitate, towards like what you, as far as the music and so forth? And I think to answer your question is that a lot of people knew me before the music. Like, I mean, when I say I was okay in sports, I mean I was known enough to be known as a person of interest, So I think with that being said, and with how much of a people's person I am, it's that the music just was secondary. I think people started to look at me as, oh, that's LaRaj, that's LT, and then I think once they gave the music a chance, then it was like, hold on, like, damn. Well, this sound okay, or this you on here? I get that a lot. Like, you sure that's you? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like, a lot of people say that to this
That's
day.
how
Like,
I was. When I
like,
first
this
heard you,
don't
I was
sound like you. It don't look like you.
whoa.
It don't, like, none of this, none
Yeah.
of what we're hearing is, if you walk in a room and we had to pick, it wouldn't be like, hey, that's the guy that made that. Like, nah.
Yes.
Like, it's been like that from, jump. Support, man.
I mean, it's big, man. It's really,
Hell
really, really
yeah,
big,
bro.
man. You need it. So, all right. So we're 2012. We're transitioning. Did you think, envisioning you getting out of prison, did you think you would be rubbing shoulders? And I ask you this, you know what I mean, because it's a rhetorical question, because I think the same way, so I already know the answer, but for those who don't. But do you think you would be where you are now in 2012, 13? Like, I would be rubbing shoulders with these particular celebrities, these particular rappers, which we'll get into, these particular producers that I'm working with right now. Did you envision that, or was it just, I like rapping?
No.
Did you always dream bigger? Was it always a bigger picture?
It wasn't like a I love rapping thing. Like, I don't look at rapping like that. I look at music more so of like therapy.
Okay.
And it's like therapy for me. Like I told you, I've been through a time in my life where all I had was an ink pen. All I had was a piece of paper to jot my notes down, to jot my thoughts down, just like a diary almost. So I'm still kind of in that state of where it's music to other people, but it's therapy to me almost.
Therapeutic.
You understand? Yeah.
It's therapeutic.
It relieves my stress, or when I'm going through this, and I can say, man, let me go in the studio and knock out this, or let me go in the studio and knock out that. So to answer the question, it was like, I guess that comes along with it. Like,
Yeah.
like when people notice that you serious about something, that's what everyday life. When people notice that you serious about something, like nobody's gonna help you invest in nothing that you're not willing to invest in yourself. Like, that don't even make sense. If you're not willing to do it, why am I gonna do it? So
Okay.
I guess that energy just come along with it. It's not like I said to myself, "Oh, I want to meet this person," or "Oh, I don't have nothing to do with those people."
Yeah,
I'm just telling my story, and it just so happened that along the way, some of these people might have heard the story and say, "Damn, let me check bro out," or "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah blah. It's not like I'm looking for nobody because I'm just telling the story.
facts. So last time we, for the people that are listening and watching it eventually, last time we met in like a setting, performance setting, was in Richmond. It was Herb Gotti.
Yeah, man.
Not to really
that
dive
was
too
the
much
last
into
time.
the Herb Gotti thing, but
Yeah.
how has that process? First of all, you can touch on a little bit about how it's going and how has that process molded you into a better businessman, a better artist, and everything moving forward, and how you do business.
Um, Shout out Irv and the
Shout
whole
out Irv,
Murder
man.
Inc. Yeah, that opportunity, man. I thank my high power for that opportunity because, to be honest, my team, we really didn't know what to expect with that opportunity. You know, we showed up. We showed up at the place of where they were having an event. You know, it was a slew of artists there, man, and we ended up.
Slew.
Yeah, it was a slew of artists. You know, a lot of good talent, and we came out victorious that night. And from that night, you know, the next day, I mean, we really didn't even go to sleep that night.
Yeah.
The next day, we had to meet Irv. Shout out my homegirl Amala.
I seen y'all. I seen y'all. You was in Atlanta for a birthday, right?
Yeah, that was in that was in Atlanta.
That was in Atlanta.
That was in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
But the next night after the competition, after we won the competition that night, we had to wake up the next morning for filming.
Okay.
We did a little bit of filming with BET.
Shout out BET, man.
Yeah, shout out BET. As of now, there's so much dope material that's about to come out. I can't talk about too much.
Okay. No, you don't have to.
Because so much hasn't come to light right now because of the COVID process and backed so much stuff up. But it's on the way, baby.
It's on the back burner.
It's on the way. And shout out to my whole team and
shout them out, man.
Yes, man. Like those guys and those girls, yo. When I say it don't matter where, it don't matter where I'm at, where I'm going, what's going on. If LT got something going on, it's like, come on, like load the cars up.
Let's go.
Like, let's go. Like, and that's like a blessing in this. That's like a blessing in itself, man. It's hard.
It's hard to get.
It's hard to get people to. It's hard to get people to do that, man. Like, everybody don't have the same. Everybody don't have the same like.
The same
tools.
mentality, same tools.
They don't have the same tools handy, you know.
And to get a slew of them on the same page, that's why I shot you out because you know me, I'm an army of one. I don't really, you know what I mean. So for you to get everybody on the same accord, I salute you on that, and that's kind of why I want to piggyback and go in on you being a rapper. So I seen it's so ironic that we having this interview today. I seen it from you first. I've been doing so much work. I didn't even know Young Dolph got shot and killed today.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace to Young Dolph. So being a rapper, not just the temptations, the allure, the things that may come with being a rapper. Do you ever think about that and maybe not necessarily second guess, but like, is it worth it? Or do you be like, that's really not my realm? I'm kind of focusing on this and whatever happens. How do you approach that mentally? Because you are a rapper who talks about things of that nature.
Yeah, and I had conversations about stuff like this all the time, man. And my family, my family asks, my girl asks at the same time, well, how do you feel like when you go out? Like, if I got a show, I might get 20, 30 text messages of be safe tonight. The typical security things, but I really never felt, not saying untouchable, invisible, or any stuff like that. I don't think negative like that. Like, I don't walk out of the door and say to myself, oh, we gonna fuck somebody up tonight. Or we gonna get into something tonight and I just know something gonna happen. Like, that's not what I'm going out for. I'm going out to entertain. I'm going out to relieve that stress that I was telling you about, that I wrote about on that paper. Like, that's what I'm going out to do. Now, don't get me wrong. You have the alcohol, you have the weed and whatever extracurricular activities that people may do that tends to alter a lot of people's decision making. So sometimes I might not need to drink 2 or 3 shots. Maybe it's all right if I drink 1, because sometimes, and I shouldn't have to do this, but a lot of times I don't worry about myself. Sometimes it's like I'm looking over my shoulder at the people around me. You know what I mean? And that's why a lot of times, I tend to step back and try to get a bird's eye view, because it don't gotta always be about me. It could be about somebody else that's in the crowd, or somebody that's flocking near me, or a whole nother scenario or stuff that happened. Like, I don't really go out with that negative aspect as much as people may think. Anybody see a crowd of 10 or plus more people, you're gonna automatically turn your head and look and say, oh, well, who is that? Oh, well, what's going on over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's get into the HG movement. So you're like a Michael Jordan of the team. You play for the team you own.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? How does that aspect, how much pressure, for one thing, how much pressure is on you?
That's a lot of
because
pressure.
Yeah, because you set the
pressure.
blueprint.
Yeah, it's more
You
than
are
pressure.
the blueprint. So yeah, talk about that.
It's a lot of pressure when it comes to, like, you got to think about it. Not only am I an artist, but I have a few artists underneath of me that I have to maintain and keep up the par, as far as keeping in contact, as far as setting up studio time. We doing photo shoots, we doing videos. It's just so much more that comes along with it when you talking about other than yourself. And all of and these artists are in different areas. Like, we may have 2 here, Virginia Beach. It's kind of scattered out. So that, to answer the question that you said in the beginning about people knowing, that contributed that contributed a lot too. Because, hey, you have a member here in Richmond. Hey, you got a member here in Hampton. Oh, we know about you in Virginia Beach. So now it gets to the point when you showing up to these places, it's like you've already been there and you don't even know anybody. And they're embracing you. Hey, baby, come on in here and get this plate. Hey, come on in. Hey, get the food. You know what I mean? It's homish. It's homish. It's like what they call it down south, Southern hospitality.
Southern hospitality, baby.
Yeah.
You already know what it is, man. So who are some of the artists on HG besides LT? Let's just highlight a little bit, because when you think of HG, which I'm wearing up here right now, it's just you people, but you got a team.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
a team, men and women. So
we got
let's talk about them.
We got Kiko Sound, man.
Kiko.
I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all probably done heard Kiko Sound if you've heard my music. He's more so of the one that's been coming right behind me with, music after music after music. We got Logic the Poet coming from Richmond.
Shout out him, man. He's dope. He's dope. He's dope.
Famu been working on a project. Shout out Famu. Famu was one of the originators of bringing this whole Heavy Grip shit together too. So I gotta shout that out. Exactly. We got new to First Lady Jamaica. A lot of people haven't heard her yet.
She fly though.
A lot of people haven't heard her yet. We still in the stages of seeing which way she want to go. You know what I mean? She
fly. You notice I said she fly though.
Yeah,
I'm
gonna let her spread. Yeah, I'm gonna let her spread her wings.
Please.
She wanna spread her wings a little bit more. And I let all of these artists, that's Youngest in Charge, Jaquise. Shout out
Jaquise. Shout out Peaches. Shout out Jaquise, man. Shout out the whole
Auntie
team, man. Auntie,
man, that's
shout out the whole fam, man. I know the Johnsons personally.
One thing for sure, and 2 things for certain. I didn't even know Jaquise I didn't know him. His mom contacted me one day and said, "Hey, LaRaj, yeah, my son be listening to your music all the time." And I was thinking to myself, like, yo, son, like, how old? At this time, he was like this.
Yeah, he was
7, 8.
At
this point, she was telling me how he was jumping off the sofas and listening to the music. And then I just so happened to meet him a few weeks later. ever since that day that I met this kid, man, this kid energy level is off. Man, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. I haven't ran across a kid that young with that much talent and that much energy for what he wants to do. Like he's that. I don't even think, even if it was something else other than music, it's like whatever it is, like I want to do it and I want to figure out how to be the best at it.
You got the drive.
Yeah, he
ready.
got that.
That's what's up,
He
man.
really got that drive, man. Shout out my man Cash, show.
Shout out Cash.
Cash, y'all be hearing more from Cash also. We working on a Heavy Grip compilation tape right now, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we
2022.
We working on that. We working on pushing that out, giving y'all some more quality material to listen to. But we got a lot in store for 2022.
All right, okay. So, same is starting to heat up. Around this time, I like to, let my shoulders down because, I get comfortable and my guests get a little uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Which is cool. He said, no pressure, huh? So basically, we're going to dive into some subjects. We're going to dive into some topics and, we're going to pick your brain a little bit. So the first thing I want to ask you about is family. What does family mean to you? I know you got kids. We got extended family. We got family. But what does family, because I know you talk about that a lot.
Yeah, I talk about family a lot, because the family that I do know, the circle is really small.
Yeah.
My family is really, really big, real big. And we don't even have to go into how big it is. Just know it's big enough.
It's really big.
But the core is, just my mother and aunts and surrounding family members, which may equal up to 10.
Shout out my Aunt Angie, man. That's what we talking about.
You better shout out Aunt Angie.
Love you, Auntie.
Yeah, but I cherish the little family that I do know of and that I do keep close. Love my kids to death. You know what I mean? My daughter growing up so fast, it's like I'm learning a lot through them now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm learning so much through the kids now. It's like the kids are so advanced. It's like it's almost to the point that they're so advanced that I start questioning myself. Am I old?
Am I that dumb?
Am I like older? Am I like?
Man.
Yeah, but I mean, family is first, man. Before anything, when I'm on the road, because I travel a lot these days, I don't get to. Sometimes a simple text message goes a long way. Just a simple text, a simple call. A lot of times. It seems that, you can get so tied up and busy sometimes. My mom will call me and be like, boy, you ain't called in a couple days. Like, what you doing?
Yeah.
But a couple days to me might be a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you're going, you at the recording studio all night long, you waking up, you taking care of the kids, you getting back on the plane, you getting off the plane, you got a photo shoot, you going to the radio, you come home, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to pay bills.
Pay bills.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Like, it's a lot, And and to piggyback off your question, like, is it hard? Yeah. It becomes a struggle at times. And I don't think a lot of people see the behind the scenes. If a lot of these artists had a camera that ran behind the scenes, then you would actually, some people
more appreciation.
Some people will appreciate the craft more. You know what I mean? To say, well, damn, you took the time. You doing all of that, and you still take the time to do this? Yeah, that's another story, though.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Okay, so who does LT? Well, first, before we go, we found out who Laraj is. Like, this whole thing is, who are you really? You know what I mean? So the first episode, I kind of broke down E. Jones and Eric. So who is LT? Because I like that, or are they the same person? Because sometimes they could be You've dealt with both of them so long that they become one.
I think LT is no different from Laraj. But the thing about LT is that it's just like TV. It's like everything is. Sometimes you gotta look at stuff at a different angle. You know what I mean? I think sometimes LT tends to get characterized with the company, with the
That's real. That's deep.
With the likeliness and with the
Ooh,
comfortability
talk
of
to me.
how
That's too.
with the comfortability of how can these people how can he be so comfortable in these settings? How can these people be so comfortable around his setting? Like, oh well, LT must be doing what they're doing, or LT must be a part of blah blah blah. No, you know what I mean. Sometimes it's like this, and I never understood. And I think it's all about energy and aura. There's a lot of times where I may have a friend that may not get along with this friend, but because we doing something with LT, we gonna hold off on that to another day. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's more so of a respect factor.
So Laraj don't get that?
No, Laraj get, like I said, Laraj and LT are basically like the same person, but more so Laraj is looked at as, oh, here go Laraj over here, old school Laraj. And LT is looked at, oh, he rapping about guns, he rapping about drugs, he around the thugs, he around the killers, he around the, So I think it kind of gets, it's music, life, and real. You know what I mean? It's music, life, and it's real, but at the same time, I mean, you can ask that question to 3 different people, and I'm pretty sure everybody they'll have a different opinion.
Yeah, because I was told like a couple months ago, like, well, Eric hasn't caught up to E. Jones yet. This is before all of this. You know what I mean? I was talking to him. It's like, yeah, you wonder why you haven't caught up to, you know what I mean? It made me think about it, you know what I mean? Because it was like, wait a minute, they're 2 different people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're 2 different lives. You know what I mean? I turn the light off on one and turn the light off on another one. You know what I mean? They are, to me, that's why I like to ask my guests that question, because everyone has a different perception of that question. So it's fun. It's
of Eric and E. Jones.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
with Heavy Grip LT and with Laraj, you got the same person. It's just that, you got to get to know me.
You got to get to know him. It's layers, baby. You got to peel them things back.
Me. I'm probably 1,000 people in the street.
I know that.
You
got to be
characterized as 1,000 people, but just actually get to know me. Have a conversation with me. Sit down and let's talk about something that we both can vibe off of.
Facts.
And then make your decision after that.
Facts.
So
people are listening right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they like, who the hell is LT? Like, okay, he just performed this song, Cash. Who he work with? Who is he? So let's give, I know the caliber of talent and the caliber of names of people that you've been bumping shoulders with, but kind of dive into a little bit of, you ain't got to brag too much. It ain't about bragging, but it's just about letting the public know your background and who you are.
I mean, first and foremost, I'm one of those artists that's big on like local talent.
Definitely.
Like, I'm real big on like, I'm real big on.
But our local talent is now becoming national talent, so it's a little different.
Yeah, it's
a little different.
We just starting to get our foot in the door with a lot of different things. You know what I mean? As far as local talent, you know what I mean? Shout out, Charlottesville, Virginia, man, because
right.
I can name so many people.
Listen, but see, when I name that,
crazy.
When I name that though, I'm just saying we can go into the bigger names, but you can start with the ones here too, because we are based here. So I'm not limiting nobody, bro. I'm not limiting nobody. We giving credit to what credit's due.
First and foremost, shout out my cuz Traumatone.
That's the biggest one.
No, that's home tone.
That's home tone.
I don't look at these guys.
Shout out Bump too. You know what I mean? Who is the catalyst who started? Shout out Bump, but big up the Tone.
Yeah,
man.
I can't leave my man Doe Man out. Shout out
Doe Man. We're gonna have Doe Man on the show real soon.
Shout out my man Doe. Shout out my man Stretch Bino. A lot of guys that then migrated from here. Shout out C Ryan, J Wills.
Yes,
Chaos,
J Wills. Big ups J Wills, boy.
Yeah, those guys tend to come back and show some love. You know what I mean?
And they doing major things in the A right now.
Yeah, a lot of those guys doing a lot of major things. Hey, Bubba the Boss. Hey, I see you out there. Boy. My man Bubba the Boss out there moving TikTok and it millions of views right now. Y'all need to go check him out too, y'all. Some other people that I done work with. A lot of y'all probably don't know. He climbing up in the ranks right now. My man Joe Green, he from Atlanta right now.
Yeah, I know. Joe Green is big.
Joe moving and grooving right now. I had an opportunity to collab with Beanie Siegel.
Shameless plug.
That was an experience in itself. You know what I mean? And that was just like Shit, I still talk to Beanie to this day. I'll
Facts.
text Beanie.
We working on some things. You know, I interviewed him before, so I'm working on some things.
Beanie will call and check on me from time to time. Shout out my man Black Child from Murder Inc.
Shout out Black Child.
Check on me when he get a chance. It's like a lot of those. Like when I started traveling, this is for all the upcoming artists. This is something good.
Yeah, I was about to ask you that.
A lot of these artists that we see on the TV, because you know media makes you look bigger than what you really are. Always.
Of course.
Always.
Always.
A lot of these artists that you all see on TV and you see with the bread and doing this, those guys are just like us.
I mean, they bleed us.
There's nothing different about, they want to do the same things that we want to do, chill, vibe, like, and a lot of those guys that's in those positions, they still don't even know why them, you know how you ask me a question of, hey, did you see yourself getting to this point? A lot of those guys are still stuck in the mind frame of why they don't even know why all them people coming to see them. Like, it's not even about music to them. You know what I mean? And I look at it sometimes and I think to myself, like, damn, like, bro don't even care. Not to name drop nobody, but it's just like,
but that's a beautiful feeling,
though. But do you understand
that's a
what
good
I'm saying?
feeling, though.
Do you understand what I'm saying, though?
I mean, but what do you mean?
Look,
if you don't care.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. You have a lot of these people. You have a lot of up and coming youngsters right now that look up to some of these individuals that they see on TV.
Yeah.
Because they see them on TV, they see this is the next big star.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of these people, let's just like take this for instance. Drake, my cousin. I got a better chance of getting on. You might then put in 5 years of work of hardcore recording, this, that, and the third. I might just be Drake cousin that ain't never done nothing in my life. But just because of this cosign and because of who he is, it's going to catapult me way past you with anything you've ever done. And all I got to do is go in the studio and blah, blah, blah. And then the next morning get Drake to say, yeah, that's my cousin. Go ahead and check him out. And then tomorrow, everybody going to be on a whole new wave. Do you kind of get what I'm saying?
So what are you telling, how do you tell up and coming? What do you tell an up and coming artist? The steps to take.
Up and coming artists.
How can you get put on if you don't have the capital?
From Heavy Gripp LT himself to all of the up and coming artists. Don't feel like you got a swagger jack. Don't feel like you need to surf anybody else's wave. Your story is your story. Tell your story. Your story is unique because it's going to be your story. If you're going to come in the game sounding like somebody, mimicking somebody, the world is going to know because guess what? Whoever you're mimicking has fans and they're going to blast you. So continue to stay in your lane and do not be blindsided by the money, the this, the that, because most of the time that shit is fake.
It's hard.
You have a handful of guys in the industry that's really, legit guys, but the majority of that shit is fake.
It's fake.
That shit is bogus.
So where do you see do you consider yourself a lyrical assassin? Lyrically, like do you consider yourself a poet? What do you categorize yourself because the question I'm going into is kind of gonna, dictate that.
Honestly, I've never ever put myself in like a type of a category. I've always just said like whatever's thrown my way, I kind of like just surf it. You know what I mean? It's like almost like it's the art. Like I don't only listen to hip hop music. I listen to rock music.
Yes.
I listen to different type of music because sometimes music is about waves.
Exactly.
Music is about sound frequencies. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying?
Vibrations.
So it's different. You can hear a song. I can cut a song on right now, and it make you feel like you're in the mood to go see your girl. Then I can change the song and make you hear a song that make you want to bash somebody's head in. It could be no lyrics on the song just because of the sound waves and the beat is making you say, "Man, I'm getting pumped listening to this," or "Man, I'm thinking about my girl." It's all about the sound waves.
Okay, so do you feel? Because I know you have supreme confidence. That's what we are.
Yeah.
And I know you're not gonna say this per se. I know you're not. But we're in Charlottesville, Virginia. We have a multitude of different artists, different styles, different flavors, different deliveries, different punchlines, et cetera, et cetera. Do you feel overall, I mean, and when I say over, I mean total package. Do you feel you are the best total package out right now in Charlottesville,
Yeah,
Virginia?
I gotta feel like that about myself.
Thank you. That's
I gotta feel like
okay.
that. You don't
I was hoping.
you don't downplay. I hope any man would get up here and say the exact same thing because nobody see the cries at night. Nobody see the late nights of falling asleep. Nobody see when it's time to wake up and take the kids. Nobody see the sacrifices that's being made. So every time that I get a chance to get on the mic, I'm trying to kill it.
Kill it.
I'm trying to do something serious. Like I know that I got something to say when I get on the microphone, and whenever I get on the microphone and I start speaking, rapping, or whatever it is, and I'm releasing that energy at that moment, and even after that moment, I'm feeling like I'm the best. I don't even think about Charlottesville. I feel like I'm the best at my craft of what I do because it's mine. I own it.
Yeah, you own
I'm gonna own the moment.
But in the process of owning it, it becomes better than mostly everybody in Charlottesville.
Yeah.
Facts. Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I just had to get that out.
Yeah.
All right, man. So as a rapper, we got to talk about it. Women, temptations. How do you maneuver around the groupies, the wannabe wives, the wannabe baby mamas, the wannabes, whatever? How do you navigate mentally around all that? I know you've been dealing with it for a while.
I think now.
So it's
like,
easy.
I mean, it used to be crazy for me, man. Like, in the beginning, like, girls, like I've never had a problem, like, getting girls or nothing. You know what I mean?
Talk your ish,
I've
what?
never had that problem,
your
but
ish.
it just enhances.
Look at Bo
It
Rabbit
just
over there,
enhances.
talking his
It
ish.
enhances. It enhances when you're doing something like music or sport or something like that. It's going to when you start to climb, you're gonna be around prettier women.
Yeah.
That want to do freakier things, that's going to do different things that you're not used to, that's going to be exciting to you. You know what I mean? After a while,
it gets old.
I wouldn't say it gets old. I think it's more so of you start to adapt and you start to see things for what it is, because now it's like I've seen this for a while, so now you see the girls that's just starting to get hip, trying to run the games that you done already seen, and now you starting to say, come on, like, stop it. Like, cut it out. Like, you don't even got to do that. Go shake your ass over there.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't even got to come over here and shake your ass right now. I know go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, it's different now. Now, don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit up here and sugarcoat. There's some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beings out there, and a lot of those guys.
Said beings, yeah, look,
beings,
beings, like
listen,
it's like they're
a whole
nother category. These are beings, people.
Yes, these are beings.
They are in a category of beings.
You just gotta be on your P's and Q's, and then you just gotta be safe out there, man.
You gotta be
safe.
man.
These days is so much going on within not only just music industry. It's just so much going on everywhere in the world that, it's just best to just stay focused on what you got. If you got a household, man, build it up.
Yes.
Because right now everything's falling apart.
Everything is household.
falling apart.
And that's why I kind of asked about, you know what I mean? You got to keep that intact and keep that together. So we talked about a little bit a couple days ago about something that you had planned in 2022. That has something to do with rappers and I think the state of Virginia. So touch on that a little bit. What's going on with that?
So coming in January, it's going to be the 16th for each month. We're going to start airing. We got all artists coming from the 7 cities, Richmond area, Northern Virginia. They're going to be submitting videos in each month. Just
in Virginia?
Just Virginia.
All right. Okay.
The segment is called "Who Said Virginia Won't On?" Because basically in Virginia they try to say, like, we kind of in the middle.
We've been on, though.
Yeah, but they kind of say in the middle, like, we kind of stuck between, like, New York and Atlanta, and it's like, the saying how I go, like, the North don't want us and the South don't claim us. So it's kind of like we stuck in, like, where we supposed to go. So it's like,
we are in the middle.
All right, so who say we ain't on? So it's like, who say we ain't on? Who say we ain't on segment is going to showcase talent throughout the Virginia area. Not only hip hop, we're gonna have R&B, we're gonna have rock. It's gonna be a different catalog of music that's coming through. Also, we got a lot of different local businesses that we're gonna be airing commercials throughout the segments to put some spotlight on some local businesses. So if you're interested in getting your business some more spotlight, contact us at heavygrip@gmail.com.
Yeah, you already know. You know what I mean? That's what we doing. We
Yeah.
getting it out there, man. So that's pretty dope. I like that.
It's gonna be a dope platform, man. A whole lot of different people from a whole lot of different areas been chiming in with different. We got some different DJs that's gonna be hosting each week.
Okay. All right, that's
different
what's up. That's what's
DJs
up.
that's hosting each
Shout
week.
out to DJs, man.
Panel of judges, crowd participation with.
And where all this one gonna be held at? Gonna be surrounding counties.
We're gonna have different settings. It's gonna be shot in a different area each month.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, each
so
month.
it's gonna.
It's
ride
gonna
through
rotate
the whole year, or how you? Gonna
Yeah,
do
it's gonna
it?
ride through the whole year.
So it's gonna be a winner every month.
Yep. We're gonna ride. This is our trial right here. We're gonna see how it go, and if everything work out, man, we're gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, just keep pushing. I
Yep.
love the vision, man. I
Yep.
love the spirit.
You know,
of
I
it,
gotta
man.
have E. Jones in
I
there.
mean, I ain't say it. I won't gonna say nothing, but just get me up on a panel, talk my ish a little bit.
Yeah,
You know
man.
how I do.
Yep.
Yeah. So man, so who we got? As we winding down, who do we got? I know you can't talk about a lot of your endeavors that you got with your artists, but who can you kind of not one person, but or something that you're kind of like this is gonna be, whether it be a track you got coming up or whether it be an endeavor like you talked about. What is really the main focus of 2022 for LaRaj Thomas, for LT? What is the main focus? No.
It's so
Because
much.
when I say that though,
I know.
there are levels.
I know.
Everything's a focus, but then there's priorities.
And that's my problem.
Well, we gotta
My-
prioritize.
my-
we gotta
my-
prioritize.
That's my issue is that I always try to take on every brainstorm thought that comes to my mind. I try to bring it to fruition like right then.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So a lot of my energy gets taken away from different things because I try to put energy here, energy here, energy. Okay, we're doing this. Let's do this. Okay, you know what I mean? But more so, this year we're gonna be working on. I have a novel coming out called "I Got Your Back." Lus Green Nimby, I Got Your Back. This year we're more so focusing on the filming. We're gonna be filming. We're gonna be filming the novel, and it'll be separated basically in a short series.
Mm.
So we've already been in contact with the characters and getting the small stuff out of the way. But more so, as well as the music, we're gonna be focusing on this, and we're gonna be looking to put this out during the summertime.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
Yep, we're gonna be looking to put this out during the summertime. So stay on the lookout for "I Got Your Back," Lus Green Nimby.
Okay, that's definitely all right. One thing I kind of amended myself. I wanted to touch on, kind of a really serious subject. You're not a single father in a sense because you have a good support system. You have your lady, you have your woman with you. But in a sense, you've experienced some loss. You know what I mean? Your one of your child's mother, she's passed away, and you are a single parent in a sense to him. Tell the people and the listeners exactly how hard that's been for you, and what steps as a man that other men in your position mentally can take to get through something like that.
Yeah, man, that was a hard time. I went through a process where my child's mother had contracted stage 4 breast cancer.
Yeah.
During that process, she was pregnant. So through that whole process, we had to go to chemo. With chemo, you lose your hair and so forth. So
She
it
was
was
such a
just a
trooper,
change.
man.
Like, and I tell people or anybody that's gone through this before, like, it's like in the blink of an eye, like things can be going so on course, and it's like overnight, like life just changed. Like how do you prepare from laughing to going to the doctors the next day and they're saying, hey, we don't need to do this tomorrow. Like, we got to start now.
Today.
Like, what do you mean start what now? What are you even talking about? And it goes from 0 to 1,000 that fast, and then to, you know, experience the hurt. Um, it's almost like, it was just it was a hard
Yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
a hard time because you got to think about that, man. That's somebody that you care about. That's somebody that you love, and that's somebody that you're waking up to, and you're watching every day, and you're actually talking about not being here no more. You're actually planning death, and you actually know it's happening, and then you watch it
You
in your
watch the train wreck.
face.
Yeah.
You watch it deteriorate. You know what I
Mm.
mean? You watch it in your face like, wait, hold on, this gotta be fake. Like, what? Like, for it to happen that fast, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I take that
What do you say to someone
I
that's
take that
going through that
someone that's going through that. I
to help
just
them?
tell them to be strong, because honestly, that was one of the toughest times in my life. Like, I really wasn't doing music at that time. Life had got a little bit more serious once that happened, and then, you know, it was a lot that came. It was a lot that came throughout the relationship
Yeah.
with throughout the relationship. But then again, it was so much love. It was so much love within that one when everything was over. And as of now, as you know, I have my son, and it's just, I look at my son sometimes and I be thinking to myself like, boy, I wish your mama was here to see you
I
jumping
know,
off this
right?
couch. Or,
Facts.
it's just the thoughts. But
Yeah.
I tell anybody, you got to be strong for something like that. You got to have a strong mind. Just
Good support system.
a great support system.
Yeah.
You got to have a great support system, and just don't give up, man. Just stay strong and hang in there, because there's a lot of people it's a lot of people out there right now that's going through a cancer situation,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure it changes overnight. It'll change anybody's life overnight,
Yeah.
and you have some strong fighters out there. So, you know,
Well, definitely, man. I salute you. I
yeah,
commend you, man. And definitely the family's here with you, and we see you. We see you grinding. We see you moving for your family. We see what you're doing, and we acknowledge and we appreciate you, bro, and keep pushing.
yeah.
So we at the end of the show, we're gonna get some shout outs, because what I mean, we up here, we ain't never done nothing like this before. So we'll spend a couple of minutes to just talk about some people that are very, very influential in our lives before the show's over. I'm gonna mention a name. You tell me what they mean to you, and I'll tell you what they mean to me. All right. First, we'll go with Mama Gladys.
That's the backbone. Mama Glass, I hear that name. That's the backbone. That give me a lot of motivation when I even hear that name. What you think about when you hear Bo Rabbit?
Bo Rabbit.
Daddy Bo. What you
Daddy,
hear about
Daddy
when you hear
Bo.
Daddy
Daddy
Bo?
Bo. Ready to cut me? Nah. Just
You
just
crazy.
the way it was always love. You know what I mean? Like the delivery might have been strong or whatever, but behind that was always love. As I'm older, I know that now. Then I was just like, oh, Bo Rabbit crazy as hell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now I see that, and I'm like, so definitely that's what I think about him. Mama Gladys, the backbone, always was just open on just the glue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We ain't really been the same since she left, and it's been a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, you
I
think
know.
about it, like the
know.
close knit. It was like some soul food joint. She made sure, like, you better be down here, and if you're not here, I'm coming to get you type joint.
If
You
you're
know what I'm
not
saying?
there, we're gonna send somebody to
We
come
sending
pick
somebody
you
to
up.
come get you.
We're gonna send
You know what I
somebody
mean?
to come
And
pick you
Sally,
up.
she's still on that somewhat. Shout out my Aunt Sally. We're gonna talk about her.
Aunt
But
Sally.
Mama Gladys, definitely Mama Gladys. Big ups. We love you. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Keep resting in peace. Mama Gladys, we love you. Aunt Sally.
Yeah, Aunt Sally, man, that's everybody world.
That's everybody.
That's
I
everybody
know.
world.
I know it holds a even more
that's-
special place in your heart.
Yeah.
Because she means a lot to me. But I know
That's
what
everybody world.
what she sacrificed for you. So I know.
It's like, that's like my mama.
Yeah.
Sally is like my mama. It's like she's been there from it all. You know what I mean? From the vacations to the highs and the lows, and has never changed, and has always stayed right there. it's been plenty of times I talk to some of my homeboys sometime, and I be like, yo, what you doing, yo? They be like, nothing at Sally house. Like, what you doing at my house?
What you doing?
Doing
Facts,
at my
bro.
house? What are you doing at my
I'm just down
house?
here smoking, chilling.
I didn't even tell you I was going down there. What
Exactly.
nah, we chilling, yo.
She's so-
You know, Sally is like everybody mama. You know
Everybody
what I mean?
auntie.
Everybody
She's
mama.
everybody mama, auntie.
It's like, you know, the energy that you're gonna get when you mention Sally. You know what I mean? But what about when I mention Gregory Tolliver?
Gregory Tyler, man, come on, man. Shout out Uncle Greg, man.
Hey,
Shout out Uncle
man.
Gregory, man.
Hey, look.
I love you, man.
Listen. One thing you gotta, bro. I came on the show my man some love. One thing you gotta do, man, before the season is up, you gotta get Gregory on here for a good 5 minutes. I need a segment with Gregory for a good 5. If we get Gregory on
we might
here,
have to go
it's
to
viral.
Gregory. We gotta
If we
look,
get
look,
Gregory on this, it's going viral,
look,
man.
look, the podcast is traveling too. So it's gonna be it's
Gregory
gonna be
like
a
to
travel.
travel.
I know he do. We got to definitely get him on the YouTube.
Gregory definitely.
We definitely gonna get him on
here.
the YouTube. All right, so definitely we already know how he get down. All right,
Yeah,
Earl.
man.
And Earl is my dad.
Yeah.
So
Hey, look,
we can
look,
we
when
can
I-
we
when
can
I-
go many
look.
different ways when I say his name with me, but we
Look,
talking about Lil Raj.
Earl, look, when I hear Earl, and this Eric dad, when I hear about Earl, ever since I've been young, man, Earl is basically like been a loner, like in his own world with his own family, with his own
kinda
everything, and
taking
nothing else. It's not that nothing else matters. When shit hit the fan and get serious, Earl is gonna pop out when he knows that it's serious. But other than that, Earl ain't trying to be in nobody's business. Earl ain't got nothing to do about
Shout out
who you
Pops.
talking about. He don't want nothing to do with that. Earl is kind of like, I ask Sally all the time. I go months and months without seeing my uncle. But guess what? When I walk in that door, I say, hey, you talk to Earl? She be like, yep. He called me this, that, and the third. So, you know, they stay in contact with you. And I told you from the beginning, the family ain't really that big. So
Ain't that big.
shout out Uncle Earl, man.
All right, Anessa.
First thing think in my head is Egyptian queen.
You just queen. I mean, and just
My
so
Aunt Vanessa
sweet.
my
Auntie.
Aunt Vanessa gonna have on 12 rings, 4 chains, leopard hat, shoes.
Leopard.
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 Look, leopard hat, shoes, scarf,
Scarf. The
And
whole kit,
glasses.
the boot, and all that.
and glasses with the
And
pocketbook to go with it. You ain't gonna tell
You
her
did say
she ain't
something.
cute. That's Auntie. Shout out Auntie.
Shout
man.
out Auntie, man. You
Shout
know.
out Auntie. What about? Come on, don't leave
Hey,
Big
look,
Tree
hey,
out.
look,
Don't
hey,
leave
look.
Big Tree out. Don't leave Big Tree out.
No. We gonna get on Tree. See, I told y'all we gonna name these names. You know, Bo Rabbit, Tree. You like who the hell? But Tree, man, Tree is like our big cousin. And not only was he like our big cousin, he was like our big brother in a sense.
Yeah.
He made sure we all got up. You know what I mean? We was close. We was knit because it was just me, you, and him. You know what I mean? You know, and always down at this one particular special person that's even more special in our heart too that I'm about to mention, and you know, which is Aunt Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When we say her name, you know, Raj, you in that tree and no, look, just like his damn daddy.
Yeah.
You know
Aunt Courtney, man.
What do you think of when you
Shout
mention
out
her?
Aunt Courtney.
Shout
For
out
y'all
Aunt
that
Courtney.
don't know, Aunt Courtney raised me.
Yeah.
Before I left Fluvanna, Aunt Courtney was the one. My dad or my mom didn't raise me. Aunt Courtney raised me until I actually left Fluvanna. Aunt Courtney was strict.
Very
Aunt
strict.
Courtney was real
Very
strict.
And they hated when I came down because I didn't come down much. So when I
Yeah.
came down, she gave me
So
a little
when Eric-
leeway.
when-
You know,
when
oh,
Eric
Eric can do that.
come-
Why Eric get to
look,
do that there?
When Eric comes, I get to do a little bit more.
Yeah, we
I
get
can come out the house.
all
I can
that.
stay outside a little bit longer. You know what I mean? But Aunt Courtney won't for no bullshit.
Nah,
She won't for none of that, yo. Get in the house. You're not riding with them. You're
Yeah.
not going up the road. I'm standing at the window looking out the cars. Yeah,
Big
I
up,
miss
big up
that
to them.
woman though, man.
I miss her dearly, man.
I miss that woman. I
miss
think
both
about her
of them.
all the time, yo.
Yeah, I know you do, man. We all miss her, man. So basically, man, I want to appreciate you, Cuzzo, for dropping by the Who Are You Really podcast, letting us know who you really are. At this
Yeah,
point,
man.
plug away all your handles, plug away where people can find you, where they can find your material,
Yeah,
all that good stuff.
For all of y'all that want to look me up, y'all can find me on YouTube at Heavy Grip LT, Instagram at Heavy Grip LT, HEAVYGRIPP_LT. Facebook, y'all can find me at Laraj Thomas, LARAJ Thomas. Spotify, Apple Music, any type of streaming platform. The song y'all heard, Cash, y'all can get that on Spotify.
Get it.
Apple Music.
Get it.
Heavy Grip LT. All y'all got to do is look it up.
Look it up. And y'all know what it is. This is the Who
Hometown
Are
boy.
You Really? Yeah, on time, always.
Hometown boy.
Always. This is the Who Are You Really podcast, and you can catch this podcast on all platforms you listen to your podcast. That's Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all the podcasts. The visuals will be up next week. I know y'all have been waiting on those visuals, but they're getting edited. They'll be up next week. You can go on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat is coming up. Facebook, I'm working on some things on that, but mostly all the platforms you can check this out. Definitely on Instagram, there's a lot of material on there, so go over there. And big ups once again to my guest, LT Cuzzo. Thank you, boy,
bro.
man.
Anytime.
You already know another one in the books, man. Who Are You Really podcast, man? We out. Peace.
Stay tuned.